everybody. This is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. This is episode number 37. I want to appreciate everybody that tunes in. I'm getting up there in episodes, and I'm booked until May. So we got plenty more episodes to come. And I can't do the podcast without my support staff, which is Jennifer Smitis, the Area Vice President, Caitlin Cornick, Devin here in the Sugar Land office, and Wendy Santana and Adriana Alzate in the Richmond office. And reminder, Adriana speaks fluent Spanish. So if you are a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. So let's get started with episode number 37. The guy here in the pink shirt, right here.
Me. Thanks, Kevin.
There you go. Jason is with Renter's Warehouse.
Got it.
He is also a fresh, just off the presses real estate agent. His license is still, the ink's still wet. And he's got a couple other few surprises he wants to talk about today. So say hi to everybody. Jason?
Hi, everybody.
Tell everybody what you do.
So I am a VP of Business Development at Renter's Warehouse for the Houston franchise. Been running the sales and leasing team there for about 6 years, 5-6 years. And just recently decided, after numerous requests from clients, from a number of folks, hey, we want to be able to work with you personally instead of, being referred to your wonderful, team. So I decided to go ahead and take that on, and having a lot of fun already. So that's one element of it. And the other is we are spooling up, in addition to Renter's Warehouse, which is leasing and property management, in addition to investor buys and sells, we're spooling up a traditional buy-sell brokerage under a more traditional commission model for agents who have some experience under their belt and want a good, friendly, competitive place to hang their license. So for agents in the audience, there's a place for if you happen to be looking to make a move.
So just to be clear, this is separate from the property management company. They're not necessarily going to be hanging their license with Renter's Warehouse. This is a brokerage.
Correct. It is
a real estate brokerage.
It is an entirely separate company.
Okay.
Using the same brokerage,
same
broker, right?
Same license.
License, but different company, different business card, different pay plan, right? So the investor side and the leasing side, those things favor Renter's Warehouse. Traditional buys and sells, that's a whole other silo of business.
If they hang their license with you guys, with the brokerage, and they're a part of the new real estate company, do they have to be part of the Renter's Warehouse at the same time?
No, there's a separation.
There's a separation?
Indeed.
Okay. So you'll have a separate real estate broker staff and a separate Renter's Warehouse agent staff?
Correct.
Awesome.
There are a couple people that wear two hats or do dual roles, but yes, they're two entirely separate companies, two different sets of books, bank accounts, the whole thing.
Do you know an approximate date of or time when your new brokerage will be up and open?
We're open now.
Oh, really?
We're actually active now. We've got some active deals working. So now, it's one of those things that the demand was there. So we did it. We've already got some agents that are bringing in deals. So, aggressive.
We need to get some of those agents closing with us just like you are.
Well, that has been the suggestion that has been made, right? You know this.
I need to come back and make the suggestion myself.
Experienced agents, a lot of them come with title companies they're comfortable with, including Stewart and others.
Yeah.
But anytime anyone asks, or even when they don't, I recommend Stewart.
Well, and I appreciate that. It's just it's funny because when I last time I was at one of your meetings, a couple of your agents said, "Yeah, I'll be happy to use you." Crickets. So we gotta have another meeting.
Absolutely.
I'm messing with him. Tell everybody about Renter's Warehouse.
So Renter's Warehouse, hopefully people have maybe heard of us. If not, pink and blue.
Really?
All of our ad stuff is pink and blue.
You're the largest property management company in the country.
If you're in the business, you probably have heard of us. Like you said, we're the largest by unit count in the country. We're the Houston franchise. You probably heard our ads on the radio. We've really expanded pretty deep into, online Google paid ads and that sort of thing. So we've been doing events for years, like you guys have.
These guys are my property management sponsor for the monthly happy hour.
Right, and glad to be it. So, but we did the super investor meetings for years. So we're still very active in-person networking, building a team. Do a lot of things that make us different, and we believe better than most of our competition. So things.
Name one of those. What makes you guys different?
Oh, there's a whole bunch, but the top three probably are. We offer a warranty on every tenant that we place. We offer a lot of risk mitigation in terms of rent guarantee or rent advance. And you can always give me a holler to find out what that's about. And third is new property management clients get a 90-day test drive. So the reason that we like that so much is it gives clients and referring agents some peace of mind as they deal with us and come on board with us, because we want them to make a deliberate decision to do business with us, but we want that deliberate decision to be as low stress as it can. So
Right.
90 days, they got a full 90 days to make sure it's a good fit. Hey, this is not working, Jason's a jerk, or whatever it is, right?
Never. Never.
Not during work hours.
Anybody
no.
says that, you send them my way.
But it gives them full 90 days to make sure it's a good fit. If they decide it's not, this doesn't go for commissions, but for the management side, they can pull the ripcord inside that 90 days. They get their management fees back, no termination fee, no harm, no foul. We part friends.
Do you have a fee structure that you want to mention on the podcast, or is that more on a case-by-case basis?
No, the fee structure is the same. There's two primary things that Renters Warehouse does. The leasing, we charge 1 month rent for a 1-year lease.
Okay.
We do charge a little more for a longer term lease, 2, 3, 4 years, because we found it works very well. It's high value for our clients, so we're able to do that. Otherwise, pretty standard. And on the management side, we charge a flat fee, $149 per month for basic, $199 a month for platinum.
Okay. Awesome. Let's go back to the new brokerage. Why did you guys, other than the demand, why did you guys decide to do this?
Frankly, we felt like we were leaving money on the table, and we got
I can see that.
regular requests. Hey, from folks who wanted to be involved, sort of in the family, so to speak, but maybe we weren't. At that time, we didn't have any openings for a full-time person, but we really wanted to have somebody on the team. And so when people like that come to us, and they're particularly licensed realtors or associate brokers or whatever, we want to be able to have a place for them to call home if they're looking to make that move.
Nice. And are you what are the plans for the brokerage? I mean, do you guys want to be like the big red, white, and blue balloon people, or do you want to just be kind of your own little brokerage, quiet in the industry, a place where agents can go, but you don't really cause a lot of commotion?
Well, there's a little bit baked into the 1836 name, right? That's the year Texas became independent. So
that's the name of the brokerage?
1836 Real Estate is the name of the company. That's the LLC that's under one of the LLCs underneath the Professional Landlords LLC.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but there's a lot of pride in Texas. We love Texas. We love being here. It's a great place to do business for lots and lots of people, whether you've been here your whole life or whether you just moved here. And so we really want to build.
There's a lot of people moving here for that reason.
Absolutely. And so we want to build on that pride. All the good things that draw people to Texas, the size, the beauty, the opportunity,
the
all
warmth.
the warmth, right?
The low taxes.
Low taxes. I mean, it's a very business-friendly state, for individuals and for companies. So we wanted to be able to take advantage of some of that. And regardless of where you're coming from, it's a great place to be, and we wanted to be a part of that in that way.
So let's talk about real quick. You basically just became a real estate agent, right?
Yeah, personally. Yeah.
So and you did that because your clients said they would like to work with you guys and everything. But what do you think about it? I mean, it's a new venture for you. It's something else you can add on your resume. What are you excited about being a real estate agent, or is it just one of those things that it's going to hopefully increase my pocketbook, and that's really why I'm doing
it? That's certainly part of the picture.
Yes.
There's no doubt. It really gives you a chance to build even more personal relationships with folks, right? And I enjoy that. You can see it in my profile on HAR, but I like dealing with people from a broad experience base, right? Because the diverse experience, I think, the life experience that different people have, I think is most interesting. I find that way more interesting than surface things that people tend to look to. When folks, change places where they live, or they change jobs, or they change companies that they own, right? Or whatever the case may be. I love dealing with those people that have the broad experience, who have come to the conclusion that real estate is a great place to be, and I want to be able to have those conversations and help them out.
Do you what kind of agent do you want to be? Do you want to be a listing agent, a buying agent, leasing? I mean, you work for a company that basically does everything. So what do you think would be your niche?
I focus more on the listing side, just out of necessity, right? And obviously you like that for reasons that you mentioned earlier.
If you're on the listing side, you can direct who goes to title. So
it's true. It gives you more ability to negotiate. It's less time intensive than being a buyer's agent. And given that I wear more than one hat at the company, it's good that I can focus on that side of it. So more of a listing agent, more for more the sell versus the buy, with a particular focus on investors.
So and for agents out there that have heard the word investors, but you've never worked with investors, I was in property management for 7 years. I was actually one of their competitors for quite a while. Working with investors is not the same as working with a traditional buyer and seller.
Not at all.
It's completely different.
Absolutely.
So if you're an agent and you're not working with investors, I highly recommend that you do, because if you can find an investor that likes the way you help them, they can be a cash cow, because investors buy and sell properties every 3 to 5 years. And you help them find an investment property, that's one transaction. You lease it, there's 2. You sell it, there's 3, and then on to the next one. And it's just a rotating thing. So, but you need a mentor. You need someone to educate you on how to work with them. Call this guy, all right? He'll help you out.
Absolutely.
Don't call me about investors anymore because I'm entitled, but Jason can definitely help you out with that.
Be happy to.
Real quick, marketing-wise, what does Renters Warehouse do to market their business, and what do you think you'll be doing to market the new brokerage?
So we've already started to dig into, so there's 2 parts to that. The Renters Warehouse side, for years, our bread and butter was radio.
I mean, you guys, every 5 commercials,
it was us.
Change the station. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. So radio was a very reliable source for high quality leads, right? Radio is a very
they were high quality leads because people heard your commercial on an investor's radio show.
That's certainly part of it.
So
that's certainly part of it. There's that targeted audience, but there's also the fact that radio audiences tend to be more engaged. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like TV where you may have it on with a background, or a pop-up ad that you just click through to get it off your screen. Social media may seem blah to some people. Other people love it. But that was our bread and butter for years. During the COVID years, the picture got a little bit muddier in terms of what sort of marketing and advertising mix we should use. We started getting better at social media, getting better at Google paid ads and those things. And so now we've got more of a comprehensive strategy to use all those tools to touch who we want to touch.
So you're using multiple marketing channels to bring leads from multiple different directions?
Absolutely. So we've picked our radio back up in addition to picking up the online stuff.
The days of putting all your eggs in one basket is it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, it's way gone. I mean, we hired individuals strictly to, for example, just to promote our social media presence for both initially Renter's Warehouse and now 1836 Real Estate. So that is a dedicated role. It needs to be anyway, because it's just like any other advertising in a sense. It requires the repetition. It requires the duration so that people see it and their brain clocks it, and then they remember it and or see it at the time when they actually need your help.
Yeah.
Or know someone who does.
Yeah.
And we like you guys, we do a lot on referrals. So we want to be in people's minds for when it comes time for a referral.
The one thing that, and we'll wrap up this segment of the podcast, but the one thing that I've noticed in my 9 years of being in real estate, working with real estate agents like Ron Wilson over there, who's coming up next, they don't realize that the most effective form of advertising and marketing is consistency and repetitiveness. Because 90% of the people that an agent meets in their career is not going to need real estate when they meet them.
Right.
It's going to be
At least.
Okay,
yeah.
at least 90. It's probably more.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to find a way to constantly be in these people's faces. So when they do decide, hey, honey, let's sell the house, who are we going to have help us sell it? I get emails from this guy once a month in so that's the key.
Sure. Absolutely. You're exactly right.
So property management, brokerage, real estate agent, tell anybody or everybody out there if they are interested in investing, property management, helping buy or sell a house, any and all of the above. How do they get a hold of you?
The absolute best way is email. That ensures that I can track it better, get faster, more detailed follow-up. J Miller at renterswarehouse.com, JMILLER. Make sure you spell Renters Warehouse correctly on the .com. That's very easy to forget the S or misspell. But and then Jason at 1836re.com as well.
Awesome. And what social media platforms is Renters Warehouse and the new brokerage going to be on?
We are currently all over Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, somewhat, I believe, on Twitter/X, right? So those are the big ones for now. We're always looking to improve that presence.
Google My Business?
Our presence on Google is quite good as far as the search side of things.
Okay, you're ranked pretty high.
We are. So anytime someone puts in property management Houston in the search bar, we pop.
Not when I was in property management, we were number one. But I'm not in property management anymore.
Maybe there's a correlation there.
There you go. So give them the email address one more time.
Yes. Best one is jmiller, JMILLER at renterswarehouse.com. Or my direct phone line is 832-532-3980.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the podcast again, Jason. I'm sure you'll be on again another 2 or 3 times this year. Lots of exciting things going on at Renters Warehouse and the new brokerage.
Yes.
And your new
me
title.
Personally, absolutely.
Very personally. So, and I appreciate everything that you've done for us so far and everything we're going to do in the future.
Glad to do it.
You're supporting the happy hour. I'm going to be supporting one of y'all's events pretty soon. So you'll be seeing this guy all over the place wherever I'm at. He'll be there too. So we're going to wrap up segment number 1. We're going to bring up Ron Wilson from he's a new real estate agent that I'd like you to meet in segment number 2. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, we're back. This is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is segment number 2 of episode number 37. I wanted to thank again Jason Miller from Renters Warehouse, great guy. This gentleman sitting right here, I'm always excited when I have a new agent on the podcast because number one, they look nervous, but they ended up being a natural. But Ron is a brand new agent. He's only had his license for a few months. And so I wanted to introduce Ron to the world. Him and I have a common interest of music and guitar, so we kind of clicked that way. And he came to me for help for some marketing advice, and I'm sure he'll come to me for marketing advice in the future. But I wanted to give Ron a platform to introduce himself, everybody. So tell everybody who you are, who your brokerage is, and why you wanted to become a real estate agent.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. My name is Ron Wilson, and live in Alvin, Kimberly Kibbe Properties is who is where I hang my.
Now, Kimberly Kibbe that's the brokerage.
That's the name of the brokerage.
The name of the
That's
brokerage,
right.
okay.
Yeah, and I chose her. When I went to decide who to approach, what broker to approach, I went on HAR and looked and saw like who sold the most houses in the Alvin area, and she was right up there. So, but we moved down here from. I'm a Texas native, born in Austin, but I've lived most of my life in Idaho or Montana, and we moved down here in 2014 from
love to live in Montana.
Northwest Montana. Everyone says, "Yeah, Ron, why did you move down here from Montana?" I say, "Well, they got this thing down here called an economy."
Yeah.
So,
well, is it true that the population of the entire state of Montana is less than the population of the city of Houston?
Oh, by a factor, it's
like
I
only
think
2
it was,
million people in the whole state?
No, they just broke 1 million people here,
really?
like, I don't know, maybe 8,
In the
10
whole
years ago.
state?
In the whole state, yeah.
Wow,
right.
yeah.
And it's the 4th largest state in the country. So,
but
yeah.
it just doesn't have the industry and the economy and plus the cold weather and
right. And especially the part where we lived is especially beautiful. So, there's a lot of people from Silicon Valley. A lot of people have already made their fortune, move up there and buy these huge houses, and But yeah, I decided I wanted to become a real estate agent. It's kind of a weird story how that worked. That wasn't my initial purpose. I wanted to be an investor. And I started working.
Investor in real estate?
A real estate investor. I wanted to flip houses, and I wanted to buy and hold. And I've been a business owner for the last 35 years in a very niche business, very small. Nobody ever really hears about type of a business, where it was more of a B2B,
you didn't sell to the consumer. You sold to other businesses
directly to dental professionals, right? To clinicians, right?
Yeah, you told me the story.
Yeah. But I almost lost my shirt. I almost lost everything on this one deal, and I realized just how little I knew about real estate. So I figured what I would do is go ahead and get my license, and then I'd be able to have a knowledge base, and then I'd be able to broker my own deals as well, and get the commission, and that would be. But as I worked my way through, I started really falling in love with the whole concept and with everything about it. I started really thinking, man, I could do this, And my previous business was something that I have been actively trying to get out of and retire from for at least 10 years, and just haven't been able to do it. And so we finally made the break, and here over the last couple of months, I find it's kind of like shutting down a nuclear power plant, right? It's not something you just go and turn the switch off and then walk away from it. So
there's about 3 years of prep work before you can shut it all down.
Yeah, and so getting my the real estate business rolling, you've been instrumental, and I thank you so much for helping out. Your knowledge base is incredible.
I've been doing it for 9 years.
Right, so. Right. Yeah, I can tell. And so, and that's what, everyone says it's going to be, 4 to 6 months before you start really seeing any kind of a,
activity.
Yeah. Moving down here from away, all of my social network is mostly from the north. They're not from down here. So I'm kind of like I got this big rock with a lot of inertia, trying to push and get the momentum going. So,
unless they move down here, you can't help them.
Exactly right.
So what kind of an agent do you think you want to be?
I want to be a listing agent. I want to list houses. I said that just to make you happy.
I say that because, and we mentioned it earlier, agents that are on the listing side of the contract get to usually pick who the title company is that the contract goes to. If they're on the buying side, they typically don't pick the title. So that's why I get excited.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, but a listing agent. And I.
So we need to get you a farming list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And if you want to go into the more metaphysical side of what kind of an agent I want to be, I don't know if that was part of your question or not, or just like
you're getting a little bit too deep for me, but go ahead.
I see. Already I see a lot of people that I know that have houses actively listed, and my goodness, like the blanks on the form aren't even filled out on the listing site on HAR. You know, I mean, it's like the pictures are blurry, or I mean, did the agent not tell?
There
the guy,
are-
maybe you should like power wash that
There are
crap stain off of the
there are a lot of agents out there that could use some help. Let's just say that.
Well, and that's there's actually a lot of clients out there that could use some help from somebody
of
who actually
course.
cares, you know, and that's the thing.
But if
you
that
know,
client gets matched up with an agent that doesn't care, then you got a double disaster. So,
right.
and that's
exactly
why
right.
you see listings with blurry pictures and unfilled information and all that stuff.
Right,
So,
right.
but you're going to be one of those top producers that dots every I and crosses every T.
That's my aim. Yeah, you know, my previous industry, you know, that was I'm a perfectionist. I'm an artist, and that's.
I'd
what-
imagine in the
you
dental
know,
industry you would have to be. You'd have a
Well-
lot of lawsuits going.
That's I've never been sued. So.
Good job. You can trust this guy.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, I would like to bring that same attention to detail, high quality, standard of excellence to my real estate.
So if someone was
business.
to ask you what makes you different, that's what you
That's
would
what I
tell
would
them.
say. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What is your? You came up with a slogan for yourself. What was your slogan?
Oh man, see, there's that nerves part right now. I can't. It's like, it was real hearts, real homes.
There you go.
Right.
Real hearts, real homes.
Yeah.
And he
I
incorporated.
mean, my mind is going like a rock and roll realtor. It's like, no,
well,
that's
that too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
because I mentioned earlier, we have a common interest. Everybody knows me knows I love music and I play guitar. He does too, a lot better than I do.
Yeah.
And I suggested that he incorporate your love of music into your marketing
Right.
of your business, and he did that. So everybody's going to know you as the rock and roll real estate agent.
That's the plan.
And that's good. And I'm not an agent, so you didn't steal that from me. So- but what area of town are you going to specialize in?
Oh, anywhere south of Houston, you know, Alvin, Santa Fe, you know,
Pearland.
yeah,
Clear Lake,
Pearland,
Webster.
Friendswood, League City, you know, those areas.
Okay, cool. And what are some of your? Have you thought about some of your immediate short-term goals as a real estate agent?
Well, right now I'm trying to figure out how to get food mainly. No, yeah.
Come to the house. I'll feed you.
No,
I'll have
yeah,
Win make something really nice for you.
you know, as far as goals, you know, I have numbers that I would like to hit, you know, and right now my main goal is to build this juggernaut of an infrastructure that you're helping me build with my social media, you know, to populate my YouTube channel, populate my Facebook with posts, you know, my Google business profile, and you know, that.
Speaking of
what I'm
that,
working on.
what social media platforms are you on?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and I don't really have an X account that I'm really working on right now, but also the Google business
Google My
profile.
Business
Yes.
and YouTube.
That's right. And on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
awesome.
Right.
So is there anything, if someone was to ask you, or is there anything else that you would like, since this is your first podcast and first opportunity to promote yourself and tell everybody about who you are, is there anything that you haven't said so far in the last 10 minutes on the podcast that you'd like everybody to know about Ron Wilson?
Yeah, I can't really remember what I've said so far, but
Feel free to repeat it.
you know, I do pay attention to detail, and I do care. I really do care. One of the main reasons that I started thinking that I would really like to do real estate is being in the dental laboratory industry for so long, and being the guy. You know, I am. I sit at a bench 12, sometimes 14 hours a day, sometimes longer, many all-nighters, and I kind of become a troll, you know, where I don't really interact and see people, and it was literally beginning to kill me, you know. So I do love people, I really do. I love to be around people, I love to interact with them, and I love to see them get what they deserve, get the best, you know. And so I'm really hoping that that'll be able to be an integral part of a lot of people's lives and help them achieve what they're looking for in real estate.
Because in most of the population's lifetime, buying a house is going to be the largest investment they ever made.
It's not a small thing.
It's not a small thing. So, well, that's good. And I will say, he's a pretty decent guitar player too. I've heard him play. Okay. So, ask him to play for you. He's pretty good at it. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Ron Wilson sellshomes.com.
And your phone number.
406-260-5515. Now that's my cell number.
That's fine. That's
my
good.
cell number. So right.
All right, and then you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram,
YouTube.
Google My Business, and YouTube.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Give them the phone number one more time.
406-260-5515.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for
I'm
having me,
excited
Kevin.
that it was your first ever podcast. I'm excited to put it on YouTube and let everybody hear about who Ron Wilson is. So I want to thank Jason Miller from Renter's Warehouse and the new brokerage and his new real estate career. Ron Wilson, a new real estate agent, for being on the podcast. This is episode number 37. I appreciate everybody for watching and tuning in. Again, I couldn't do this without my support staff, Jennifer Schmides, Caitlin Cornick, Devin, Wendy Santana, and Adriana Alzalte. And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, if you want to be on the podcast and you are an agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. I'll be happy to put you on the schedule. Until next week, you guys have a great weekend. Sell some real estate. Bye.